Welcome back to Bedtime Stories, where I read books chapter by chapter and give you my commentary after each chapter read. That's right. And in this case, for the last couple of weeks, I've been doing double chapters because this book is so delicious. I just want to eat it. I mean, it is good, child. Um, Last week we were reviewing chapter 19 and 20. Child, where we left off is Kyra pissed off. Child, she got mad because she called De Niro to make sure he picked up their daughter, and while she went out with Denise and Diamond, just to take her hair down, pull her hair down, and just relax a little bit, just to have a couple of drinks. You know what I'm saying? Child, she done called De Niro, and guess who answers the phone? None other than the other baby mama, Ivy. This heifer here. Okay. Oh, she pissed her off. She's like, why are you answering my man's phone? And Ivy, she tried to go for the number one spot. Okay. She coming for De Niro. De Niro must be something special. Okay. I don't know what he has over these women, but child. Okay, Ivy is coming for the number one spot, trying to knock Kyra right out of it. What she don't know is she can't. Okay, so she's pissed off. She comes from the bathroom and she is taught. She went for the first bottle she found, and I believe it was Hennessy, and just took it back. Look, she poured her a glass and shot, not even shots. It's just go, chug. And she said, girl, I guess the conversation you had with my brother wasn't well. Denise said, child, why? She like, why did Aunt answer my man's phone? That's where she was. So she got twisted. Okay? When she got that call, she was ticked. Okay, so that's where we left off with Kyra drinking a whole bottle of Hennessy, or at least attempting to in one dozen. Okay, now, before we get into the bedtime stories, let's go to the bedtime cocktail. Hi, y'all. Let's talk about this cocktail we doing. Yes. Okay, this cocktail we doing tonight is real simple. So simple, I already created it before I even did the video. How about that? But it's really so easy, you don't need to see me do it. Okay, it's a vodka spritzer. And tonight's spirit of choice is Pomade, made right here in Atlanta. Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to put it so that you can see. You can't see it. You can't see it. Can you see it? There you go. You can see it because it's the glare from the light. Okay, both of them are shining. Pomade. Okay, I just wanted to put it so where you can see the full branding of this bottle. This is a premium lemon infused vodka, and it is smooth as Billy D. Williams in the 70s, child. You gonna let my hand fall off, child? I'm telling you, you don't need to add nothing to that vodka. Okay, you can take shots of that vodka. Okay, but we're not doing that today. We're doing a simple cocktail. And so, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get you some Pomade. It was only $20 at my local liquor store here in Atlanta. Okay, then you're gonna put a shot or two, whatever vodka you like. How much you want to put in there. Now, I would suggest at least 1 to 2 jiggers, however you like it. And then you're going to fill your glass with ice. Okay. And then you're going to top it off with a sparkling water. I like to have flavored sparkling water, so I use this Arctic from Lidl's. It is a flavored sparkling water to top off my drink to make this spritzer. And boom, bap, vodka spritzer. Okay, a perfect summertime cocktail. You better get on it. Okay, so you better get you one of these. So, what is it? A chicken salad or this bomb aid, a spritzer? All right, that's all there is for it. Real easy. Unlike this relationship with Kyra and De Niro. Okay? Now, talking about the main characters, let's get into this bedtime stories. Hey y'all, hey. Okay, so now that we done got that bedtime cocktail, child, let's get into chapter 21. Child, it starts off with De Niro commentary where he's walking back to the car. Mind you, De Niro doesn't know that Ivy just answered the phone when Kyra called. And so he gets back to the car with the food for his pregnant baby mama, because he's that decent type of guy. And, he gave her the food. He's like, okay, is that everything? You want anything else before I drop you off at home? She's like, no, everything's fine. Nothing happened, She said, oh, by the way, your baby mama called. It's like, and she is pissed. And he was like, he's looking at her like, I know your raggedy stripper egg did not answer my phone. Okay? And she was like, I mean, I didn't think nothing of it. Starting to bite her food and bite into the wings that she got. And De Niro said, I slapped the wing out her hand. Let me tell you something. You are going too far. I already told you, ain't nothing going on. You had no right, okay, to sit up there and do anything, answer any phone of mine, much less speak to my child's, my girl, okay, like you did, okay? And he knows he went off on Ivy, okay, off. He went completely off because he could not believe that she answered his phone in his absence. You know what I'm saying? And she just was like, I didn't think nothing of it, blah, blah, blah. He was like, you know what I'm saying? This, for rent. Okay, she did, man. Oh, he was pissed. He said he checked her real quick. Okay, before dropping her off at her home. Okay, and so after he didn't hit her, he knocked that chicken out of her hand, and after he checked her, he said, "Now pick up that chicken off my floor." You got me twisted. Okay, and that he drops her off and screeched out of that joint so that he can go and put his daughter to bed. So in comes Ivy's commentary. She's like, I can't believe he flipped out on me like that. Okay, you not his girl. And you know he don't love you. I don't care if you're carrying 3 of his baby boys. He still don't love you. Okay? So, she was like, whatever. So she goes, put the food down on the counter in her kitchen and goes to her room to, take off her clothes, child. Okay, I know exactly how you feel, Ivy. As soon as I walk in the door, you're lucky I ain't on here nude. As soon as I walk in the door, I'm ready. I'm taking clothes off at the door. Okay. So she's going to take her clothes off, get into something comfortable. When she gets up, I know that I shook the computer. She gets this knock on the door, boom, 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 boom. Not even a knock, more like a bang, 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 bang on the door. Like, who the hell is this? So, and she snatches the door open, which is not very smart to do with the type of people she hangs around. You just not gonna look out the peephole. You're not gonna let the person answer who was on the other side. You just gonna, who the hell is this? And open your door like what? And you pregnant? That was such an unsafe thing to do. But when she opened the door, it was none other than Night Trizzo. Okay, Night to the Trizzo. Into the N-I-T to the R-O. Nitro. Okay. And she's like, she said, Ninja, are you crazy? He made his way in, not saying hello, good evening, just let me come in. Okay, how you doing? He made his way in the door, closed the door, sat down in her chair. What you doing? How you doing? Who the hell done knocked you up, Ivy? The first thing he noticed is that she was pregnant. Who the hell knocked you up? He's like, don't worry about it. Mind your business, okay? She was like, mind your business. Okay, what you want? I thought you was gone. He's like, I had to come back. And by the way, where's my money? Okay, so apparently Nitro still haven't paid her for doing what she did. Okay. And poor Nitro, he's slow, but he eventually gets it. He'll figure it out that De Niro is her father, supposedly her baby father. I feel like there's going to be a twist at the end. That baby ain't going to be. It's not going to be De Niro's. It's going to be Nitro's. Okay, I'm just saying that's my prediction. He's like, whatever. He said, well, so where's my money? He said, oh, I came back here to get some money. I'll get you once I get this, take care of this money issue that I have. He said, she's like, he said, right now times is a little hard. I said, I take care of my son now and shit, so I can't kind of really do what I move and shake the way I wanted to do. Oh, what son? I said, playing stupid like she didn't know who he was talking about. And I got custody of my son, and he told a straight out lie. He told Ivy that Kara gave him their child together. Okay, because she couldn't stand him and didn't want to raise a child that she had by him, which was a whole lie. So this makes Ivy like, oh, she ain't ish. Okay, she ain't thinking that Nitro could be just lying to her. Okay, really? So Kara she just handed you the baby. She was like, you just handed? Yeah, she can't stand me, and she didn't want to be bothered with a child that was by me. So I'm raising my child. Lies, lies, lies. You said, oh, it said, so where? He was like, so where? She was like, so where are you staying? He said, oh, I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta with my mom. It's like, oh, really? She's talking him up and getting this information all in the back of my mind. Said, ooh, she sitting up and sipping her tea. She like, okay, all right. He said, you should come down. You should come down and visit me sometime, because I sure miss that coochie. Okay, I sure miss that coochie. He said, and then he stopped for a minute. He said, you sure that ain't mine? You sure that ain't mine? And he's like, boy, no. Okay, child. Okay. And he's like, okay, So that is her commentary. She's thinking in the back of her mind. It's like, I done got some good tea. I'm gonna just can't wait to talk to De Niro because maybe that'll put me back in good graces with him. So she's gonna use that to get in with De Niro. Okay, Chad. So that is her commentary. So here comes Kyra coming in. She jumped up and heard snoring. She's sleeping and she hears snoring coming from. She's like, "What's that?" And she looked behind her and it was De Niro. She was like, "What?" And she's suffering from a hangover because she done drunk. She done passed out. She don't even remember what happened the night before. He was like, word? So she's like, so I guess she fathoms that, or she believes that her movement must have woken up De Niro. And he got to say, "How you doing?" He's like, "Oh no, I have this hangover. I cannot remember what happened last night." She's trying to remember what happened. He said, "But all I know is I should be upset with you. Why am I here? Why am I back home in the bed with you? Why are you in my bed or in the bed?" So he came. Okay, so the whole story. So he explains to her what happened. That her and Denise and Diamond got towed up, and y'all came here. Okay, so I got you undressed and put you in the bed. Period. And it's like, oh yeah. And then she started to remember, oh yeah. Okay. Oh wow. So it's like he's like she's looking. I mean, while she's up, she's noticing there's a trash can by the bed. So apparently she was up chucking a whole lot. Okay, she was calling Earl. Okay, Earl. Okay, she was calling Earl. Okay, so much so the Nero probably was looking at her like, "Who's this Earl dude? You keep calling." Okay, but either way, so he goes. He rubs her back as she's kind of like trying to get herself together, and he's like, "Look, real talk. Okay, I know what happened. I knew but I made a mistake." Okay. She's like, "Oh well, no. I'm sorry. I'll skip ahead." She said, "How did I get here? What am I doing here?" Okay. And he's like, "Why am I here?" He said, "You are here because this is where you're supposed to be." Okay. Not over across town somewhere. It's time for us to stop playing games. Okay. I've already talked to Ivy. I made it very clear to her there ain't nothing going on between us, and we're just co-parenting. And I'm going to need you to be an adult, okay, and help and be cordial to the woman, okay. And he was like, "All right," but okay. She comes across me, just know, okay, I'm gonna, I'm just saying, so she's really kind of reacting to her. But I think Kyra is a hothead a little bit, personally. So she's kind of like, whatever. And then De Niro gets a call. And it's none other than Turk. And Turk is telling De Niro, oh no, I'm sorry. Let me correct you because I skipped over a lot. After they kind of talked about that whole thing and him telling her, "Look, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I know this is bad, but just please work it out with me, please." You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to have a family with you, Danelle, and Cairo and you. That's what I want to do. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, and she kind of like smiled because they had already named the son that Nitro then kidnapped, Cairo. And she was just kind of like, that does sound nice. But I'm still mad. Okay. She wanted to jump in and say, okay, I forgive you, forgive you. She doesn't do it because she's still mad. Okay, girl, let it go. Let it go. This man is trying. Give him a break before Ivy take your spot. Okay? Your friends have already told you that. Don't give these women what they want. And which is the number one spot. Okay, so I'm talking about that and saying like he was telling her that he got some leads, but they turned out to be nothing. We're trying to find Cairo, and that's when Kyra was like, okay. Then she goes for her phone. Where's my purse? He said, so she goes to her purse and she can't find the phone, the burner phone where she could contact Gabby. Oh, she's distraught. He's like, don't worry about it. It'll show up. You know. He said, no, that was my only contact, my only lead. Man, yo. And she was disappointed. He said, you might have just dropped it in one of the ladies' car. Okay, y'all was pretty sauced last night. She's like, that didn't give her no solace because that was her only hope in finding the boy. Cairo, that is. And so they go through that, and then that's the end of her commentary, because it ended with her saying that Daenerys like, we're gonna find our son, I promise you. And so here comes Daenerys commentary one more time, and we're gonna end the chapter with his commentary, if I'm correct. Let me make sure. Okay. Yes. We ended with his commentary. He was talking to, he's there with Kyra, and it felt good for her to be home. It felt hopeful. And he got a call from Turk. Now we're right where he's supposed to be. He got a call from Turk, and he said, what up? And he's answering the phone, what up? That's funny. Older people do this. Young people do this. I'm an old person. I'm an older person. And he's like, what up? He said, word on the street. That boy Nitro is back in town. He said, he hears this and his fist start. He's like, he's standing there, on the phone with it. His fist started balling up. He said, word? Don't play with my emotions like that. He said, you kidding me, right? And he was like, nah. Word on the street, he showed his face last night and he was with your girl, Ivy. And it's like, word? Now, I wouldn't even, he said, for real. He said, I was like, I ain't gonna play with you on this one. Okay. It's like, all right. I'm just kind of, he says, nah, I wouldn't even play with you like that. You need to check your baby mama, though, Turk said, causing his brows to frown. It's like, the narrow so fertile, he had to say, which one? Okay, which baby mama are you talking about? Because Nitro has been with pretty much every woman that he's been with. Okay? He said, who, Kyra? He said, he's thinking, look out for her, like, watch her, keep a watch over her. He said, nah, you need to go check your girl. He said, Ivy? Or some shit. He said, nah, that other chick, Ivy, whatever her name is. Yeah, Turk said, nodding his head, "Oh, okay, okay." I said, that's what it says. Good looking out, bruh. No problem. Keep me posted. Bet. I said, he hung up the phone and said, and Kai was like, what? He said, then he tells her what's going on. I'm about to go over there to Ivy's and see what the hell is really good. Why she with Nitro? He said, Kyra's like, Nitro's in town. So she's thinking, then that baby must be in town. Okay? He's like, I'm going with you. He's like, what? Oh, he's like, okay, but I'm going to need you to behave. Okay? I'm going to need you to behave. So he goes to go get some sweatpants, them gray sweatpants. And, well, no, actually, he's telling her as he's grabbing clothes so that he can go over and have a little conversation with Ivy. And he grabs some gray sweatpants and he ain't thinking. And Kyra's like, the hell you are? You gonna take them pants off and go and put on some other pants, some jeans or something. Not them gray sweatpants. Okay. Okay, if y'all haven't figured it out. Gray sweatpants for men is like a mini skirt for us. I mean, a super mini skirt. Like, if you bend over, you're going to see the cooch. Okay? Well, that's what gray sweatpants are. Okay? It's a very, yeah. If you don't know, find out. Okay? It's something about gray sweatpants. It always shows the junk. Okay? And so, she's like, I'm going with you. So she goes to get her stuff together and all this stuff. He's like, okay, but I'm going to need you to behave, like I said. So as they're heading out, they get dressed and they come downstairs and they see Denise sprawled out on the couch. He's like, what happened? It said, well, Denise, that y'all came here and I told her she could go to the guest room, but I guess she just didn't make it. So they just kind of, he pulled it like, come on, let's go, because we need, this woman might have the key to where your son is. So they go on out to the car and they start to head out. And she said, y'all really got sauced up last night when they looking at you. Y'all was saucy. Okay, Saucy Santana saucy. Okay. So he grabs her, let's go. And as they're heading over there, he tells her, I'm gonna need you to behave. And when we get in there, let me do the talking, Kyra. Okay? I'm gonna need you to not say anything. Okay? I'm trying to get information from her. She's like, all right. But if she say one thing derogatory towards me, I'm slapping up that face. Pat, 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 pat. She's gonna get these hands all up in her face. Her face ain't pregnant. Okay. So she said, like, I'm good. Long as she don't come for me, because then I'm gonna have to take her down. So they get over to Ivy's house and she's right beside him. She opens the door. It's like, hey, what is she doing here? She's like, she was barely wearing anything. She answered the door with almost nothing on. That's the reason why she asked, what's she doing here? Okay. And Kyra, being civil, says, I see I'm going to have to come over here. I said, I'm going to have to come over here every time you come and visit. This is the way she answers the door. Okay. He told her, go and put some clothes on, child. Because she barely had nothing on. Okay. So she's like, fine. Okay. So she goes into her room, gets her robe, and then they start questioning her. And, Ivy, they started questioning her. Was Nitro here last night? Where was he? Where is he going? Who's his mama? Who's his daddy? Pressing her. And so Kyra was like, she said like, I told you she couldn't be trusted, Kyra said. I looked at her like please shut her up. So he was like, I told you she couldn't be trusted because she was with Nitro. Um, she can't be trusted. It's like, well, did you sleep with this man? Well, so it's like, she's like, I know you ain't fix your mouth to say anything about me. Okay. From what I heard, you gave up, well, let me read it for verbatim. It says, you can't fix your mouth to say ish about me. Who has a baby and give it away because you don't like the daddy, Ivy said. Kyra didn't even, where you get that information from? That's what she ain't say nothing. She just clocked her enough that it threw her back. It said, well, I said, all I can say when I read that part, well, she told you. If she came across it, she was going to knock her out. I mean, she's going to slap her up in the face. And apparently that hit to the face caused her to get some. So, okay, this baby is not playing. Let me give them the information so they can get on up out of here before this woman sit up there and beat this baby out of me. Okay. So she gave them the information that they needed. So that's all he said. He told me I could come and visit Atlanta. He said, why the F? De Niro was like, why would he tell saying that you could come and visit? And then it started to click, were you with Nitro? And Ivy not realizing it, I shouldn't have, he said, I asked Ivy, not realizing I shouldn't have asked that in front of Kyra. Because Kyra looked at me. Excuse me? Kyra said, go ahead on, Kyra. I'm reading the last part. He said, I said not even trying to start an argument. You need to stay away from that Negro. Okay? That's not the word that was used. He said that to Ivy. He said, and Kyra's like, how the hell you going to tell her to stay away from this dude? Okay? She is not your concern. That baby is. And we need to use her. But then Kyra said, well, we need to use, not Kyra, De Niro said, we need to use her as possible bait to get Kyra back. Okay? He has offered for her to come to ATL. Okay? And if that is the link and that will get us our child back, then that's what I'm going to do. That's not what he said. I added that to it. And Kyra's like, oh, okay. Hey, girl, hey. I don't think she got real nice, but she understood the plan. Okay. And that is the end of chapter 21. Yes, 21. Now, let's get into chapter 22. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Now, let's get on to chapter 22. All right. So, it starts off with Kyra's conversation, right? She's sitting in her office doing what she can to track down Gabby, because now at this point she's lost the phone. Okay, she don't know where the phone is, so she's really been trying to find out based off the information that Ivy had given her in the previous chapter. Okay, I said, so they're in Atlanta. Okay, we got some hits. Okay, now she said like, I'm going, right? All right. So So she gets to she's in her office. This is in February. Now time has passed now. And then De Niro comes into her office and he's like, "Hey baby, how you doing?" He says, "So what you doing?" He's like, I'm looking for the baby. He's like, "Well, you know what? I got you I got you something special for Valentine's Day because this is February." And she's like, "You know what, babe? I appreciate what you're doing for Valentine's Day, but that's the least of our concerns right now." Um, and he's like, "Yeah, but I know you've been searching hard for our son. Just you need to take a break." And she's like, "Only one who cares about our son and finding our son." You know what I'm saying? And he's like, De Niro's like, I care about our child. I mean, I'm just saying, we found out that Nitro was in Atlanta, and we found out that your girl, your baby mama, had connections with Nitro, and he's invited her down there. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out why you would send the hoe down there. Now, mind you, this is the same man who put her up to, taking out Nitro while she was pregnant with what they thought was Nitro's child. But now you can't send her down there, which I'm funny. The thing is, Kyra doesn't mention that. From what I read, she didn't mention that because I would have been like, "Well, you won't send her down there." He said, so actually, she didn't really say that, but De Niro caught. It's like, "What you mad about is that I wouldn't send homegirl, Ivy down there to find our son." He said, "It's just not that easy." And then he was like, "Well, it's just not that easy." And she was like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right. I feel like she should have went." You say like, De Niro was like, "I don't care what you thinking, okay, but the fact is, whatever issue you have with Ivy, why would I send a woman down there who's pregnant with my child? I know it's not about her, it's about my child. Why would I put her in danger? I'm just not that dude." But he was okay with putting Kyra and what he thought was Nitro's baby in harm's way by putting her in the game to take out Nitro. Now and I get it. He didn't care as long as he thought that was Nitro's baby. Okay. But because he believes that the child that Ivy is pregnant with is his, he's protecting her because it's still his child. Which I get it, but it's also foul. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting how both of them are real foul because he doesn't want to put her in harm because she's pregnant with his baby, but he was fine with putting the woman he loved in harm's way while she was pregnant with the other man's baby, according to what they thought. Okay, number one. Number two, on her side, on Kyra, she was fine. She was like, she did the same thing when it came to Ivy. I want to say, yeah, she's not willing to accept this baby that was created by a mistake, but she wanted him to accept Nitro's baby. It's a lot of, but what I like about it though is that's real. That's real. This is something I can see being real, really happening. You know what I'm saying? So De Niro kind of went off, she went off on him. He went off on her back and said, "You wrong. I'm not going to send her down there. You got to be strategic with this." You know what I'm saying? Instead of just rushing in. And now I do agree with that with De Niro saying that it's like you can't just just run down there and just start busting shots. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be strategic with this. And I want our son just as much as you do. That's our son. You know what I'm saying? But to think that I'm working, it's like what he was saying is like I'm doing stuff that you don't even know I'm doing. Okay? But you're accusing me because I'm trying to give you a break and kind of help you, just kind of like, take a break. Take your mind off the boy. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And she's mad because he doesn't seem to be showing this the same ambition about finding their child. But Kyra has been wrong from the beginning of the book. Because this is how De Niro must be a very low-key dude. You know what I'm saying? De Niro has to be like a mad, low-key dude because she thought he didn't have any ambition at the beginning of the book is the reason why she wasn't really trying to mess with him, but she still loved him, It's like, but I can't really be with you because you have no ambition until she found out when she got out. Okay? So she was wrong. So moving on now, the next segment of this chapter is De Niro's commentary. And so this is after he then left and said, you're wrong, Kyra, basically. If you want to know exactly what it said, get the book. Anyway, he's leaving, he's like, Kyra is tripping. I can't believe she just went off on me. I mean, I understand she's in pain and everything, but dang. You know what I'm saying? He pulls out the glove box and, he opens the glove box in his car and pulls out a Tiffany box. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, look like, yo. So guess what he was about to do? The whole Valentine's Day was supposed to be a proposal. He was going to propose to Kyra. That's why he had the Tiffany box. And right as he was looking, I guess thinking about everything he just went through with Kyra, King calls and he said, "Hey, what's up?" He said, "How'd it go?" So of course this is something that him and he said, "Man, bruh, she just fussed me out because Kyra. I feel like I'm not gonna if I don't find our son Kyra, then it's gonna be over between me and her. Because it's like she thinks I ain't trying to do nothing, and you know what I'm saying? It's just like she's so focused on this boy that and getting her child back, she doesn't care about nothing. Nothing even matters to her except for getting her son back." So King is like, "Oh man, you know what? She's going through a lot right now." You know what I'm saying? So, before you end it all, child, before you just think that it'll never work, you just give her some time. Give her some time and space. Okay? And that means basically we're going to have to find Cairo then. You know what I'm saying? So, then while he was on the phone with King, he got a click and it was his girl, his baby mama, Ivy. And she's like, she's up, he gets off the phone with King, talks to her, and she is hysterical. She's like, "De Niro, something's wrong. I think my water broken, but it's too early for my water to have been broken. What do I mean, she is hysterical. I can't lose this baby right now." You know why she can't lose the baby right now? Because that's her key to wiggling her way into De Niro's life. And without that son, without that child, there's no De Niro. She has no zero zip chance of getting dinero. Okay, at all. She got zero. Okay, actually, let me say this: she probably would have a chance if Cairo gives up. I'm just saying. He might end up being with her just so you know what I'm saying. If Kyra just like it's like it's over, it could never be. We can't. I don't even know why we tried to be more than friends. Um, type of situation. She's like it's over. I'm not dealing with De Niro. You know, he will go to Kyra. I mean, he will go to Ivy. He will go to Ivy because the other chick is gone. Okay, but he would go. I feel like De Niro would be the type that would be with Ivy because he can't have Kyra, and it's not. It won't be because of love. It'd be for to be around his, to be there for his child. Because I feel like Ivy will be all kinds of helpless and can't go nowhere and can't do nothing, and I need you to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I can see Ivy playing that type of role. But I'm moving on. So he's like, okay, this is not normal. He's like, all right, then head to the hospital. You need to go ahead and go to the hospital. So I'm already on my way. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll meet you there. So he gets, he goes to the hospital, he asks for her, and he goes to the nurse and, Aviana, whatever her last name is, and they're like, oh yeah, she's in down the hall to your left. She's right there. So he finds the room. He sees there, and you can tell that she's crying. Okay, and he's like, so what's going on? He said, it's something like it's a what was the condition? Uh, they found out. Oh, ooh. Okay, he heads to the hospital. On his way, he's leaving his house with Kyra. As he's leaving, he had just got the call from Ivy talking about, oh, my water's broke. Meet me at the hospital, right? As he's backing out, he sees Kyra standing in the doorway, and this after they just had this little spat, and he looked at her and it's like, I could tell her where I'm going, but why does it don't even matter right now. I've had enough of Kyra, and so he backs out, telling her nothing about it. So um he meets Ivy at the hospital, and um he's saying to her like, what's the diagnosis, what's going on? She says, I don't know, it's some type of, well, it was preterm rupture. She had a preterm rupture in her, symbiotic sac. Okay. And he's like, but he was trying to say, what? He was like, what? He said, I don't know. I am just distraught right now. He said, you know what? He talked to the nurse and she broke it down that, this is too early, but she did have a preterm rupture of her sac, and what we've done is we've given her medication, steroids to keep her from contracting and having this child too soon, and she needs to stay in the hospital for us to monitor her to ensure she has to stay in the hospital. Correction, she has to stay in the hospital for the remainder of her pregnancy in order to ensure that this baby stays inside and continues along. Okay, and so he was like, have her at the hospital. The nurse or the medical assistant broke down to De Niro what was going on. And so it's like, okay, now I know what's going on. He stays there. So he once he got the information on what was going on and where everything stood, he stepped out of the room, the hospital bed. I mean, hospital room where Ivy was, and called Kyra and told her everything that was going on. There, of course, she didn't answer. Kyra didn't answer the phone because she's still a little high. Okay, so the next part is Kyra accommodation. She said, I listened to De Niro's voicemail that he left, and you know, about what was going on with Ivy. Said she can hear the concern in his voice. You said as much as she really don't really like Ivy like that, no, she doesn't want anything bad to happen to the baby. You know what I'm saying? So she started to kind of soften up with like being like, I hope everything's okay. I hope everything's okay. So um hope everything's okay. But right now she's in the kitchen. She's cooking some shrimp Alfredo. She's cooking the shrimp Alfredo, and she's like, she's like having a good time cooking dinner. She knows that okay, so he's here. Let me cook some dinner. She's just doing the housewife thing. She's really loving her appliances, just drinking wine and cooking shrimp Alfredo, right? Until she gets a knock on the door, and it's Diamond. She said, "Girl, who you love? Who do you love? Are you for sure?" Okay. She said, "Girl, what's going on?" Um, she's like, "Girl, I got hits on Gabby." Yes, I did. We got some hits on her using a credit card at this place and this place in Atlanta. Looks like she's in Laconia because she used it so a couple of times. Right? Like, word, what kind of people does her girl Diamond know? She said, "Bet a glass of wine, girl." She's like, already said, already know. She goes, reaches for the glass, pours some wine. She said, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to get my baby. She's like, but don't tell De Niro what I'm about to do, okay? So she's like, I don't know. I don't know. But I I'm not no snitch, so your word, is safe with me. Tells her, yeah, De Niro right now is dealing with Ivy, the baby, the water broke or something like that. So while he doing that, I'm going to be getting ready to go get my baby. Okay, I'm going to Atlanta. He said, when you going to go? I said, tomorrow. What I'm going to do, rent me a car, drop my daughter off to my parents' house. Okay, and I'm hitting the road to Atlanta. Okay, Diamond is like, all right, but if you're gonna go there, um, you're gonna need someone to look out for you. You know what I'm saying? No, actually, correction. Kyra said, I'm gonna need to get my hands on a burner, right? And I ain't talking about a phone. Oh, some heat, and I ain't talking about summertime. Okay, child. She's like, I'm gonna need something. She's like, cause if I have to everybody going down, except for my baby boy. And she's like, all right, but I don't want to be on the road with that on me. She said, "Bet I got somebody in Atlanta. Hold on, let me call him real quick." And then she called, and it is what's his name? What's up, man? Um, on need a Marco or Maceo. I'm sorry, Maceo is just like, what it do, Diamond? He sounds good, girl. Let me tell you, Kyra said he sound like what? No, let me make sure I say exactly what she said. And Diamond's like, hey, I'm gonna need you to help out my girl, blah blah blah. She's talking to him, but Kyra's listening to the voice. She said, I ain't gonna lie. Whoever that ninja it was, she was on the phone with, voice was so deep and smooth. I felt my panties melt off right there. Okay. So he got that good Barry White. Okay. Children, if you don't know who Barry White is, Google him. Listen to some of his music, especially Secret Garden. Yeah, that good. Hey girl, what's wrong with me? Uh, 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 I don't know all the words. All I cared was about his voice. Breakfast was to preach. Child. So she was like, his voice sounded good. So basically, Diamond set up that Kyra will have his number. So when she gets there, she'll meet up with this dude. And she was like, sounded good. She said, stay away from him. Okay? Stay away from Maceo. She's like, girl, I ain't thinking about Maceo. I'm thinking about my baby. Okay? But he did sound good, child. Almost a question. So she's like, okay, well, girl, what? She says, girl, what I can help, where I can help it. He sounds good. He said, girl, I can't help it. He sounded good, child. She said, okay, well, give you his number. So when you get there, call him and he'll work out and he's down with the itch. Okay, if you need some help, he's down with the itch. So just be careful, stay away from him in any other manner aside from getting what you need and helping you out with this baby. Okay, and that's the end of chapter 22, child. And you know Auntie then already read ahead of time because I already gave you a little bit in the beginning. Okay, I already gave you a little bit at the beginning of my commentary in chapter 22 about her going to Atlanta. So, but I've already read into 23 chapters. Okay, you might get bedtime stories real close together this time because we're coming to the end of this book. Now, let's get into the question. The question. Now, De Niro, what is De Niro going to say when he finds out that Kyra went to Atlanta without him? Is he going to follow her there? Is he going to help her? What if, like, Diamond is married to King, and I'm pretty sure he's working with King to find, because they have the same information, and he does the same thing. Already go back to Atlanta, or is he still in Nashville? Is it Nashville? Yeah, is he still in Nashville trying to settle some money issues? So he should have went back. Okay, so I'm curious. In the she's ready. Well, first of all, a mama who is going for her child to get her baby, not thinking straight. She's thinking very emotional. She's ready for all the smoke. She's gonna take him out, Gabby out, everybody out. if they try to keep her from her child. You know what I'm saying? So, what is the baby still okay? You're gonna find out that Gabby tried to call the phone, but she didn't get any answer. She started to recognize that that baby don't look like him. She done the drug test for that baby, the drug test, but the DNA test, and know that this child isn't his. Is he missing? Gabby protecting that baby. And also, there's also the baby that Ivy had because she ended up, ooh, the, the hospital with. Is it going to make it? Is she going to be able to keep that baby in? Okay. Why was it ruptured? That just doesn't happen. Okay. A sac rupture. Well, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. It might be something that does happen. Wonder if Ivy did something to cause an emergency. Was she messing with? Because remember, at the end of 21, right? Tyra and De Niro. That's when she said, "Oh, you know him?" And then De Niro asked her, "Well, were you with them too?" For him, because Nitro has shared every woman that De Niro had in this book. Him and Nitro have had the same woman. It's almost like Nitro is the evil side of De Niro. Now that makes me wonder: is the savage De Niro or Nitro? Because Nitro's acting like, no, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too deep, but it sounds like one could say that Nitro is the evil side or the dark side, and Nitro is in the light somewhat. Nitro is drawing Don arrows quickly and very slowly and quickly into the dark side, trying to take him out. You know, I'm just saying. Um, will the baby make it? I'm gonna tell you what my prediction now. This is part. This is not even a question. Um, it, that baby ain't gonna make it. I read ahead, but it doesn't say nothing about the baby making it or not. I think the baby ain't gonna make it. I don't. I don't think the baby's gonna make it. If it does, it's gonna be severely disabled. I'm gonna find out that Ivy. So I could say, hold on, predictions, predictions, predictions. This is what I predict. Now, this is not a true story, but I'm just gonna predict to see if I can kind of see where the author is going. So what I said, I think the baby is not going to make it. If it does, it's going to have severe birth defects or whatever. It's going to be severely uh, disabled. Number one, and it's going to be because Ivy probably tried to create an emergency situation where she would need De Niro to come there. Like maybe she poked herself, put something in her to, to rupture it. Maybe she did go to Atlanta and she was effing Nitro. I feel like something we're gonna find out something like that. Okay. Um, maybe. Now, mind you, she's in the hospital. Ooh, no, I would say no. That would have to be if she thought once De Niro, like, were you with him? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? She might have tried to think, she didn't even think possibly it was Nitro, but it could have been because she wasn't messing with him at the same time. If the baby makes it, I feel like we're gonna find out it's Nitro, and that baby is gonna die. I'm sorry. I want to say I feel like it's gonna die. We're gonna find out that was Nitro's once again. One of his children, one of his seeds, has gone on to the ancestral plane. That's what I feel like we're gonna find out. I feel like oh, I don't have no prediction on what will happen when Kyra gets to Atlanta. Um, I have none, but I just that one as far as Ivy, that's definitely what I feel. I feel like either the baby's not gonna make it, and then you're gonna find out the baby was Nitro's and not De Niro. And if De Niro don't find out about it, I think he's gonna find out like after he goes chasing after Kyra because she didn't went to Atlanta, all emotional and stuff. So of course he's gonna go and get his woman again. Do I think that Kyra is going to get caught up in Atlanta? Probably, because she's moving on complete emotion right now. Yeah, I predict that she's gonna get caught up, and she's gonna need De Niro to come and save her behind again. Okay, I don't think she will be successful of taking out Nitro. She's not going to try to take him out unless he's expressly trying to get rid of her. I think, I mean, like he really tries to keep her from her child. I think Maceo is going to definitely be a major thing there, and it might cause some tension between her and De Niro because he's gonna. I feel like he's gonna call at a awkward time, and Maceo's deep sounding voice is gonna be in the background, like, "Who the fuck you with?" You know what I'm saying? So then the misunderstandings will come to an end. We're coming to an end of the book here, so of this one because I was told by the author that there is another book. This is actually a two-part book. Um, as I look to the back, it does say to be continued. I'm gonna have to go looking for the other book so I can just continue this story so we see that Cairo are together forever. Or Kiata, the ending, please. But no, this is. I mean, I'm telling you, this has been such a wonderful trip. So I'm excited. I was really I thought this was just a one booker because I have some other books that I'm going to be reviewing, and I thought, but now that I know there's a second book, I'm gonna have to go ahead and get that. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, tell a friend, tell a kid about bedtime stories. Okay, next next time, chapters 23 and 24, and we'll be two chapters away from the end chapter. And let's hope, let's pray that we'll be able to get an interview with the author. That's all I have for you, and you all have a wonderful evening. And remember, get the book. Bye.